better towards it. Do I have to repeat that again? So, move, I said Truck Academy we are Africa's first truck focused tech, and our main objective is to contribute our quota towards a safer road and towards a safer future. And talking of technology, like we said, we cannot talk about technology without talking of state-of-the-art infrastructure. And of course, we have that at our institute, but that is not the mandate for today's webinar. Today's webinar, we are meant to focus on the engine system. How do we avoid engine knock? What are the necessary signals that we need to look out for while driving? And just like being in the early space, as Tony has alluded to, a truck or heavy-duty truck is a very gigantic machine, which involves a lot of costs in terms of maintenance, in terms of parts, and what have you. So therefore, it's important that we look into these critical aspects of the truck, which is the engine parts. Now, I'll give a brief introduction. An engine, like we all know, is the vehicle's power. That's the heart of the vehicle system. And it's usually fueled with either a diesel, gasoline, propane, or natural gas. And I think about 2 months ago or thereabout, the Tesla have decided that they will start doing electronic trucks. But of course, we cannot have them for now on the African space. So we need to focus on those engines that make use of this, fuel system. Now, a truck engine is designed to operate for an extended period as long as you follow with necessary maintenance procedure. So it's a machine that is meant to work for a long period of time. It's a machine that is constructed to go through that tough and strained aspect of the logistic. However, you must follow some necessary maintenance procedure. Now, just like a truck and a tractor trailer, their engine is what we refer to as internal combustion engine, which means that they make use of air and fuel mixture, which of course gets burned within an enclosed chamber, which we refer to as the cylinder. Like I said, the engine is the heart of a functioning vehicle. So not all engine problems are serious, actually, and can be solved quickly. But then all of them can cause engine knockdown. And the worst case scenario is that you might need to require buying a brand new engine, which means that there are some problems that once they start occurring, you can actually quickly solve them. But if you don't take notes, it might end up, resulting to an engine knockdown and probably an outright replacement. So moving on. Now, like we all know, the engine comprises of about not all the parts, but the most critical part of the engine is about 6 parts, which is the engine block, the cylinders, the valves and injectors, which are responsible in supplying the fuel into the system, then the piston and connecting rod and the crankshaft. These are very key, important aspects of the engine that we'll end up talking more about it. Now, what is an engine knock as a brief introduction? An engine knock is having a knocking sound that often occurs when the air-fuel mixture is incorrect, which causes the fuel to burn in an uneven pockets rather than uniform burst. Left untreated, it can cause damage to the piston and cylinder walls. A knocking sound can also be caused by a lack of lubrication in the upper cylinder head area. So these are a simplistic analysis of what an engine knock really entails. Now, what are the symptoms and possibly solutions? So we're going to be looking at some symptoms and, of course, what needs to be done. One is that when you experience an increase in fuel consumption, that's one of the primary reasons. One of the primary reasons why people actually choose a truck engine is because so that they can have more fuel efficiency. You get more excellent mileage from your truck engine with less gasoline or less fuel. That's why we actually go for trucks, right? Thus, if you realize that you are stopping at the gasoline station or gas station more often, or you are, or that your vehicle is demanding more diesel, then it simply means that there is something wrong, which you need to quickly check. Because when it begins to consume more fuel, then it's already showing you a sort of symptoms. Two is that when you hear a knocking sound, anyone driving a truck engine knows that they are typically noisier than their normal gasoline powered equivalent, which are cars and what have you. So overly loud sound or noises might signify that your fuel injector is malfunctioning. This may cause problems with your vehicle compression, and as a result, it's going to reduce its performance. So if your truck is making excessive noise that you can't explain, you should stop the vehicle. Very, very key. The driver must be ensured that he must stop the vehicle and seek truck engine diagnosis and repair as soon as possible. The drivers are fond of just taking that vehicle and saying, well, let us just manage it till we get there. There are some knocking sounds you are going to hear. Just stop the vehicle so that it doesn't end up damaging more part of the truck engine. Then there will usually be an associated, sometimes we also observe that the strength of the truck is actually reducing. All these are significant pointer to signify that something is wrong with the fuel injector. That means there is no enough fuel that is being supplied to the chamber, and therefore you are serving the engine of the required fuel for it to move as well. Another point that we need to look into is when it's bringing out too much smoke. It's also a symptom you need to look at. For example, when it's bringing out a black smoke, it signifies that the fuel to air ratio mixture is not equal. And this usually indicates that your vehicle is burning more fuel than air during the combustion, resulting to a black smoke. This might also be a sign of a faulty fuel injector or a defective fuel injector pump, or when your air filter has been clogged. When the air filter has been clogged, it's not going to supply the required air at the appropriate volume. If your vehicle emits blue smoke, it signifies that your truck engine is burning oil rather than burning both fuel and air mixture. Then it means that the oil is seeping into other components of the vehicle, which is a very significant issue. On the other hand, when you have a white smoke, it indicates that the coolant from the radiator is seeping into the engine, causing it to burn alongside the fuel. And this is usually occurs as a result of, the gaskets, probably a breakdown in the gasket in the radiator. And all these things usually causes a lot of harm for the engine. Another thing to look at is when you face issues with starting the engine. It's not uncommon for truck engine to crank a little before starting to run, just like every diesel-powered engine. If, on the other hand, your engine is taking longer to start, or it won't start at all, this might suggest that the engine is malfunctioning. And as quickly as possible, contact your mechanic. A difficult to start truck engine might indicate a problem with your fuel distribution or your vehicle's compression. Along with engine starting problem, you will also have to deal with overheating. You know, that those are other issues that can also cause it. And overheating in your vehicle might indicate an issue with your truck engine. Your engine might be overheating for a variety of reasons. You might have a coolant leak, which is particularly prevalent throughout the hot period. And coolant heat might indicate that the vehicle's gasket has been cracked or something thereabout. Another point is an oxidized oil. Now, a lot of us don't really know that if we park our vehicle for quite a long time, it has its own effect. So oil changes should be performed regularly to ensure that the health of our vehicle is sound. This is particularly true for a diesel vehicle, diesel-powered engine, that has been inactive for an extended period of time. So if you park your truck for a long time, you don't expect that once you start the vehicle, you start using the engine, because by that time, the process of oxidation will have taken place. And what is oxidation? It simply means that when a truck is sitting idle, not doing anything for a long time, indicating that air must have gotten into that oil, generating a bubble and contaminants. The oil that has been oxidized is not useful as a lubricant, meaning once it's there for a long time, you know, air must have supplied and caused bubbles and contaminants into the oil. When your truck moving components aren't properly lubricated, it might cause much damage as a result of oxidation, you know, and further harming your truck's engine. Therefore, engine oil pressure is very key. Hence, must be checked during your pre-inspection period. So whenever you do the pre-inspection, drivers must ensure that they check the engine oil so as to know the engine oil pressure. And of course, there are indications in every truck that even tells them even before starting the vehicle. Then poor lubrication. Now, it's absolutely vital that your engine receives enough oil between its moving parts. A lack of lubrication will cause unnecessary friction in the engine, leading to overheating. And worse still, engine will cease to just seize up. Make sure that you get your vehicles periodically serviced, which includes a regular oil change to keep the quantity at an appropriate level. Now, the question to ask is, when should you service your truck engine? Now, there are no universal law in the oil space of when you should actually service your engine oil. The reason is this: every company differs from what they carry, and there's a relationship between the distance travel and the load that you carry on your truck to when you are going to change your oil. For example, if you have two trucks, one is carrying Dangote cement and is moving from Lagos to, let's say, Kano, and you have another one that is just carrying carton, the one that is carrying cement is heavier than the one carrying carton. So you need to service the one that is carrying the cement, because the more the load, the more the pressure on the engine. So changing your oil is a function of the distance you travel and the load that you carry. Then another point is oil deposits and debris. So dirty oil has the propensity to leave deposits and debris on your engine parts. So such as intake valve and spark plugs, for those that are using petrol engine, you know, they make use of spark plugs. Not to mention the combustion chambers. So as part of the periodic service, it is important that all your filters, while you do your periodic servicing, which is very key, in order not for you to have dirty oil that will create these oil deposits, you must also ensure that you change all your filters consistently. And more importantly, you must always have extra filters for your diesel, because there's a lot of particles and debts because of the nature of our diesel in Nigeria. Then, inadequate fuel and air compression. Poor compression of both fuel and air inside the truck engine is a recipe for disaster. The most common reason for poor engine combustion is due to the broken valve seals, holes within the cylinders, and overused piston rings, forcing air to leak out. So once you don't have enough adequate fuel-air mixture, it is a serious problem for that engine, because that engine will definitely overwork itself and it's a disaster. And these are factors that usually causes what we are talking about engine knock. Then, of course, failing oil pump. If your oil pump is not working, or if there's failure in your oil pump, then it's going to lead to a very serious reduction in the lifespan of an engine. Because if an oil pump fails to, supply the necessary oil or to lubricate the necessary part of the engine, that means you are starving that engine of lubrication as a result of the poor, oil pump. So always ensure that the engine oil you use as well in your engine is of genuine viscosity, making it light enough to flow through the pump. Not that you just use any kind of oil. That's why you must contact your manufacturer manual as to what type of oil must go into your engine. You don't just use any kind of oil. You understand? Because every engine has its or her own standard of oil. Then let's quickly summarize, it will soon be done, the basic pre-inspection activity for your truck engine. Now, first you must check your oil and look at leaks. So the first pre-inspection activity a driver must do early in the morning before moving is must check the oil level. And at the same time, you must check underneath the truck to see whether or not there's leakage. These are little signs that gives the driver that something is wrong with some components of the engine, because the engine is the heart of the vehicle. If the engine does not work, then nothing works. And that's the heart of logistics. Then also is that you must ensure that you do not work on reserve fuel. This idea of managing fuel on a truck usually leads to a lot of problems. One is that it accumulates dirt into the injector, because when you use the fuel to the barest minimum, the debris at the base of the truck, of the tank, will definitely go through, get its way into the injector pump, therefore blocking it, therefore starving the engine of the required fuel needed for normal operation. So we should not work on reserve fuel. And that's why when you hear truck driver, they say, there are trucks, one new fategu from the Yoruba part, simply means it's actually sucking here rather than fuel. And that usually leads to a truck breakdown on the road, Then, of course, do not ignore dashboard signals and signs. There's a lot of dashboard signals that a lot of truck drivers do not know. I mean, we have been training some, we just have to put some through. This is the first time when they come to our institute, we now start putting them, because we have a whole curriculum on this topic. Things like oil pressure gauge, exhaust barometer gauge, engine oil temperature, all these things are some of the signals that is telling you that something is wrong with your vehicle, and by extension, your engine. These are specific to engine. And by the time they know that, it's important that instead of taking the vehicle, they are able to solve the problem. So it's therefore important not to ignore them. And my conclusion simply means is that this check should keep your engine healthy and save a lot of money in repairs, replacement and maintenance. The engine is the most expensive and complex part of your truck. It demands good care and will return the favor by fetching a logistic performance and a good resale value when you plan to sell your truck. So when you take care of your truck, it gives you a feedback, a good feedback in the logistic business, and it also gives you a second-hand value. But guess what? In conclusion, we at Truck Academy, apart from training people on truck, we are about to introduce a forklift training starting from January 2023, which means that everything that has to do with trucking is what we are doing. And on that basis, thank you very much for your time.
I hope your questions are actually ready. Please unmute. I want to hear you. Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Ayola. Thank you. In fact, it's really an eye-opening for me. That one got me in the process. You said when a truck is at starting and you keep on, forcing the truck to start. Because I had that kind of experience. We had that kind of experience. The truck was hard starting and the driver kept on, forcing the truck to start, and the engine eventually knocked, and not only that, the driver was even thinking it was kick, destroyed the batteries, destroyed the whole engine, everything. The whole truck just scattered. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please, before I ask my own question, because my notes is actually full here. Sir, one more thing, please. This your write-up is an expo. Can you share with us? Anybody, we don't know if Mr. Ayola can actually share. So, I mean, I'm requesting for Sha. Probably I'll send you my email address so I can have a copy, then I can read through again. Any question? Any question? Mr. Success, okay, please, if you have a question, please unmute yourself.
Thank you very much. Can I go ahead to answer?
Please, sir. Please, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So the point is that you are right. Some truck make use of injector, while some make use of rotor. The difference between injector and rotor is that the rotor ones are more or less the advanced one. They are more electronically configured so that they can reduce the fuel consumption. It's like an advancement, a technological advancement of injector is what brought about rotor. Just like you are talking of a manual engine and an electronic engine. So the rotor usually, the most electronic configured trucks usually make use of rotor. So they are more or less like an advanced way of injector. They are meant to make you get a reduced fuel consumption. However, this idea that driver says that you must put oil in diesel, I've never seen anywhere that has been done. You know, drivers are very funny. In fact, one of the key problems that rotors usually face is diesel problem. Because those diesel, the diesel that we have, majority are substandard. And as a result, they end up spoiling those rotors faster, unlike the injectors that are more rugged, even though they spoil them, but they are more rugged. Therefore, when you want to repair, it's difficult to repair a rotor than you repair an injector, because the knowledge of most of the mechanics that we have are not really channeled towards that rotor, although there are improvements now that companies are coming in. So this idea, I don't see what adding oil into diesel have to do. You are not supposed to add oil into diesel. If not, you are damaging your engine the more. So far, you get your diesel from a well-established filling station that has a more standard diesel, not roadside diesel, then your engine should be fine. Do not add oil to your diesel. It's a recipe for disaster. And I don't know what your experience must have been. Maybe you can share. But I've never seen where you add oil to your diesel. Even all these companies that make use of all these big generators, you know, there's no difference between our engine and the generators that are being used in companies. There's no difference between truck engine and the generator. They don't even mix diesel with oil there. They have to separate the two. You understand? You don't mix diesel with oil. So that's the, so it's not a good thing to mix diesel with oil. If not, it's going to affect your engine in the long run. So more questions? You're welcome, sir. And in addition, you can as well add what we call oil additives. There are some chemicals, they sell them that you can put, just like you put your fuel cleaner